Hey, what's up? I'm Alex, or Double A. I'm back again with my friend JM Crofts. We are here to do some little YouTube tutorialism, right?
Yeah, they thought we would be done after one episode, but we decided to come back.
Gotta prove them wrong. And
Exactly.
we have a guest here to join us today. We've got LordKnight himself.
Hello. Hi.
Rocking the new facial hair. I see
Uh-huh.
how many people have pointed it out already. I saw you
Every
were
single
streaming
person.
yesterday. That
Every
makes sense.
single person has
So we should spend a bunch of time on it, right?
Maybe I should keep them guessing by shaving, and then it'll be like we switch roles.
There you
Really freak people out.
Yeah, no one would be able to tell the difference.
Not at all.
No, we so this time we wanted to get into a new topic. Topics is the topic.
Yeah, pretty much, because I figured since we were having LK on, I feel like something that you do really well on your channel is coming up with video topic ideas. I feel like it used to be more the meta that people, especially in the FGC, they would just like upload sets. Right? You would just play sets or play in a tournament and you would just upload the sets. But I feel like it's not really enough anymore. Things on YouTube have gotten so competitive that we got to come up with creative, original ideas. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about is where do your ideas come from? What are some of your inspirations? How do you come up with new ideas? So if you have any ways you'd like to start, LK, yeah, feel free.
Sure. Yeah. At the beginning, I didn't really know what to upload, and my friend gave me a challenge. He was like, "If you don't upload 8 videos in the next 2 weeks, you're a bitch." Can I say?
Oh,
that?
man.
That's my bad.
Go
But
ahead.
that's what he said. That's what he said. And like, so the first couple videos I uploaded were matches because I was like, all right, that's 2, and then I was like, I still have 6. So what am I going to do? While thinking about it a little bit, I take time to think in my day. I don't know if that's a weird thing, but like I have like time scheduled out in my day to be like, this is thinking time, where you
That's
sit and like,
good.
think about stuff.
I love it.
When I was doing that, I remembered actually, this is a while ago, but I used to write for SRK. And I would write stuff about like getting ready for tournaments, or like why you have problems picking characters, or like what should you do when you have a character. I had like a bunch of stuff. So I was like, oh, these are all videos. So I took one of them and I just kind of had it on the screen in front of me, and I just read it. I just read it in one take, and I was like, all right, guys, that's the video for today. And I just used that.
All right, 3
at
down,
the beginning.
5 to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used that a lot at the beginning, and that kind of just got me in the flow of just being consistent. Because once you do that for like 2 weeks, then you kind of have an idea of, okay, like 1, it's possible, and 2, you can see like what works, what didn't, and kind of pick a way to go.
Yeah, I think that makes sense for sure. Like 4 videos in 2 weeks, it's not a small number, and especially if you're not repurposing stream footage, that's pretty hard too. Like if you're recording it fresh, yeah, it's hard to actually output enough content in that respect. But what about you, Alex? Like how for you, since you don't have your own channel, since you're an editor, do you have much input on like what the concepts and ideas for videos will be?
Not directly. I think by and large, I'm just like witness to the process. And I mean, a lot of it is just current events. But when I say current events, I mean like Twitter discourse, right?
Yeah.
So I think something that I really like about the way Brian approaches that kind of thing is he'll take what the topic is and make like a more universal topic out of it, rather than just like specifically like, hey, let's look at this one tweet that is, way too specific and dates itself really quickly, right?
Right.
I think that's a great source that he pulls from, is just go to Twitter, strip out all the annoying, like scrubby parts of the discussion, and then put the interesting parts back up.
There's a lot of times where I make videos because I disagree with what someone else says. When a new game comes out, we have that whole thing, that everyone does, and everyone has their own way of doing it, which is cool. And then I think one advantage I have very uniquely to other people is that I've played a lot of fighting games competitively compared to a lot of people. So like, if I ever have one idea for like something in one game, I could do something in another game that's like similar or like slightly close to the same idea, but you frame it in a different way because it's a different character, a different game, or whatever.
The yoink and twist. That's what that is.
Yep.
You yoink
Yeah,
it.
but I'm
and
doing
then
it to myself.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
yoinking and twisting yourself?
Yeah, so like for example, I did like I was really mad in Dragon Ball where people were like UI Goku is super broken, and I was like, he's not like super broken. So I made both like a video about like a character from back in the day that I thought was really really broken, Kokonoe, and then a character that I thought was really bad, Tager. And I was like, oh, I should just do all the Blaze Blue characters, like old stuff from Blaze Blue, because like these characters are all memes. And like these games can't come out today because it's all memes.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of that, I was like, oh, like I like Persona, and I could just do every character in Persona. There's only 13 characters in Persona. Now that I got used to like making storylines out of characters, it was way easier to do because I already did it a bunch of Blaze Blue. So it's like, oh, any game that I played, I can use like those characters or mechanics or something and come up with a story that's hopefully interesting to people. That's something I do quite a bit for ideas.
Yeah, that's so real that like once you've made a video that like follows a certain format, like you introduce a character, you show like what they can do, maybe you show like once you get used to that format, it's so easy to do it more. It's always like when it's like something that's kind of out of your comfort zone a little bit, that like I've never made a video exactly like this, you know, that can be really hard to do. I feel like that's why one of the reasons why I've had trouble with shorts. I know Alex and we have talked about this, that like I'm not good at making shorts just because I don't have that much practice. I have a lot of practice making a 20-minute video about a topic, but making like a 30-second video is hard for me. So I feel, yeah, it's definitely true that once you practice a certain type of video, it becomes a lot easier to redo. So even if you're not reusing the specific concept, like or like reusing the exact thing, like you're not making multiple videos about Tager or whatever, but you can take the same idea for the Tager video and apply it to like any game, any character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like what you say about making videos as like a response to other YouTubers, because that's literally what made me want to make YouTube videos. Was I hated FGC tutorials. FGC tutorials in like 2012 were so bad, bro. I don't want to call anyone out, but it blew my mind that like I would search for, you know, like SF4 Rufus tutorial, and the only video would be like 2 hours long. No editing, audio quality is so bad. That drove me so that's literally the reason why I started making fighting game videos, was I just was so mad at tutorials. And now I don't even make tutorials anymore. I quit making tutorials. So
yeah, my work here is done.
I guess my job was done. I don't know.
Yeah.
LordKnight, what percentage of your videos would you say are from a live stream? Like you cut together bits from a live stream? Because for Brian, it's like 100%, right?
It's probably like 15% or so.
That are recorded or that are from the live stream?
That are from the live stream.
Oh, okay. So you're mostly
I mostly record stuff.
Recordings.
I mostly record stuff, yeah. I tried doing the live stream thing, but I don't know. I don't know. Like some of them, like when it's good, it's so good. And when it's bad, it's so bad. When I record, I'm like pretty good all the time. Does that make sense? Because you're like on a stage kind of if you're doing it live.
Yeah,
right? So.
I totally feel that, and like I definitely felt that when I had like a topic idea for a video, I would get a way better result if I just recorded it. Some people just have incredible energy during live streams, but for me, it's always a little bit weird. Where like if I can like prep myself for the video and you know like have written down what I'm gonna say and like. You know, know that if I mess up, I'm gonna have multiple takes. I feel like it does improve the product.
Yeah, that's kind of what I found too. Like for example, I uploaded about remember when DBFZ had infinites?
Yeah.
So I made a video about that like recently, and I was like, how do you do this combo? It took me like 45 minutes to learn the combo, and then after I learned it, I was grinding it. And I was like, this is still annoying. Then the combo is so long that the recording timer runs out in the middle, like at the end when you do the super. So I messed up a bunch of times because of that. Then I was like, wait, your assists are forever in sparking. Why, instead of doing this super hard, stupid combo, why not do a way easier combo that just shows that it's infinite and you just do the same thing over and over until the timer runs out? And that took about like an hour and a half, which would have been terrible for stream. Like really, really terrible for stream. What, by myself, no one has to know because of the magic of editing.
And then like when you finally get it right, like it ends up being not that good of a take because you're like a little bit exasperated and like you're a little sheepish because you feel bad that the chat's bored. So, I definitely feel, and I feel like YouTube is, I don't know, maybe it's just the streamers I watch, but I feel like it is shifting a little bit where even just 1 or 2 years ago, I felt like it was the norm that most big videos were edited live streams. But now I feel like people are getting a lot more. Like the example that comes to mind for me is Ludwig. He's like a big inspiration in a lot of things on YouTube because I think he's really innovative. But he used to only do stream archives, and now he mostly does bespoke offline recording. So I do wonder if there is like a quality thing, like in general, like I was kind of alluding to earlier. I think the race to the top for quality on YouTube is still ongoing. As the platform gets more popular, you have to reach higher quality to stand out. So I'm not sure if it's that or if it's just like, people's preferences and what fits into their schedule, because, live streaming can be a huge chunk of your day to give up. So I understand if it's easier to fit in doing stuff offline.
I always thought it was schedule of things, right? Because if you talk about Ludwig, for example, he used to. Did you ever try like the like uploading every single day, like what your longest streak could be type thing? You ever try that?
I never did weekends, but I've done 5 days a week, and I've kept the streak going for I don't know, a month or two.
I did 7 days a week for like 213 days, something like that.
Jesus,
that is insane.
Yeah.
So a lot of my stream to YouTube is in that period.
Right, just because you need something.
You have to.
You need
you have
something
to
to upload.
Yeah. So like when you think about that, because like in his case, he uploaded every day, I think, for like 2.5 years or something. So it's like the only way you'd be able to keep that is by making your live streams into YouTube videos. Like there's no way I mean there is a way, but it's not a healthy way, but there is a way that you do that and then you go off stream and you record something and you upload it. Like
well, now that we're getting a little spicy, we're talking about upload frequency and stuff. I'll have a little more to say about that in our second segment. But what sort of led you to deciding that you weren't going to keep this going? Like, was it just it wasn't possible, or was it like it wasn't worth it, or what's your decision making on frequency of uploads?
It's been all over the place. I will say one bad thing about doing it every day is that if you lower your upload frequency for some reason, you feel super lazy. Like you feel super bad. You're like, man, I'm not working. I'm falling off. You know what I mean? Because you're so used to uploading stuff every day. But you have to make a choice of, are you going to be the everyday guy, or are you going to be the Danny Gonzalez, Mr. Beast, like once a week banger, once or twice a week.
Michael
banger.
Reeves, like twice a year.
Or you could go Bro Science Life and do it once every 10 months. Those are the main things. And if you do it every day, I think when you're new, doing it every day is really good. It's really, really good.
I agree. Yeah.
I was about to say, there's like an evolution, right? Like depending on how big you are, like where you are in like the YouTube game, where you kind of want that consistency at first, even if it's like lower quality, because you just want to be on the map. You just want people to be able to like see your videos, have them pop up. As you kind of grow into it, you're like, okay, let's settle down and like find the things people are actually interested in, target those, increase the quality. And if that slows you down, because you know that people are now starting to get hooked, starting to like watch you regularly, and they're looking forward to your stuff now, right?
Back when I was doing 5 days a week, I would have to do the thing where it's like, well, I need something to upload today. I fought a pretty good Jiren player the other day. I'll just make that a video. And like the video does fine, but there's like a cap, I think, of how well a here's 20 minutes of gameplay video can do. Whereas like if you really put in work and come up with an original concept and work hard on it, like that can outdo all your other videos. That can become your new best video in terms of performance. So I think there's more potential when you put the work in like that. But yeah, obviously there's a limit to how much of that you can do. I agree that when you're new, daily uploads can be a good way to get yourself on the map, just because you're throwing more darts at the wall, so it's more likely that some of them are going to stick. But I do think there are some exceptions. I've seen YouTube channels that do infrequent uploads and still kind of grow just because the quality is high. Like, do you know the guy who does the Marvel 3 video essay? Is it Papa Lobster?
Yeah.
He's a pretty new YouTuber, and he uploads, I don't know, once or twice a month.
Yeah.
And his channel has grown organically just because I think word of mouth and stuff, people share it because the videos are good. And like Leon Massey as well. How long has he been around?
A while.
A while now,
Yeah.
I feel like I've kind of seen his channel grow organically without frequent uploads. So I think it's possible, but yeah, maybe your odds are better if you do daily. Because I definitely, when I was new, I did daily, and I think that contributed to my growth.
With the Leon Massey example, like he has really good editing. Like I saw
Yeah.
He did like a Coney video recently that I was just like mind blown because the editing was like so high effort, so entertaining and like moving and flowing and all this cool stuff. And it's like, yeah, that's what he has on offer. If you are already know that you have like a thing to offer, you don't need to worry about those darts on the dartboard like you said before. It's just like I think if you know like, hey, the editing's great, or like, hey, this is a really interesting FGC topic that nobody has covered, you can be confident to just like let it fly, let people come and watch it. You don't have to fall back on the like, let's grab something from the stream.
It's really like a skill that can be honed as well. Like making videos in general is like a skill.
Yeah.
So sometimes I wonder like, well, there are videos that I made when I was new that I worked really hard on, but if I did that same video today, it would be a lot better because, you know, I'm better at editing, I'm better at talking into the camera and stuff. So it's like, was I wasting all my good ideas back in the days?
At the end of the day, you need to upload stuff. So
you do need to upload.
As long as you publish, it's fine.
Yeah, I've told a lot of people that who come to me like, man, I'm trying to get my start. Like, what am I? I'm like, bro, just put something up. Like, you got to finish a video. That's number one. It doesn't matter. You know, we're talking about how do you come up with your ideas. If you have no idea, it kind of doesn't matter. Just like do something, get into the habit, like practice making a video, and just whether that means streaming or recording, and then do the editing, make a thumbnail, like go through all the steps, because it's the only way you're gonna like learn anything or get any kind of start.
I think it's like that. It's like that for everything, you know. Like when people are like, I'm an aspiring filmmaker. How do I get into making movies? And it's like, well, just pick up the camera and record something.
Yeah. So. I think a lot of people wait for like, man, I have this perfect idea and I have to like do it justice. It's like, do you?
Yeah.
Maybe we should normalize the like HD remix, like you were saying, John. Take an old video and maybe we should just redo them better.
That's definitely true. And you know, if we're talking about like, if you need to upload a certain amount of videos, how do you come up with ideas for those videos? There are some video ideas that I've repurposed for like every time a game comes out.
Oh yeah.
Every time a game comes out, I do a video that's like, here are the things that the tutorial doesn't teach you. That's like one of my biggest video concepts. Or like, here's the first thing you should practice in training mode when you install this game. Like there are certain video ideas that are evergreen for sure. Or I've done like 15 videos that are like, here's terminology. Like, if you don't know what a meaty means, like here's the explanation for that. So do you do that a lot, LK? Do you have ideas that you can go back to the well on frequently?
Yeah, Strive was the first time I started, like I was already active when the game came out. So a lot of those, I made a list of stuff like that did really well, like how to punish 2 attacks from every character, or like I do mission mode, and then like while doing mission mode, I'm explaining like why they're even making you doing this thing. Because like if you do mission mode and you don't play, you're like, why are they making me like stand block and then crouch block and then stand block? Like, when's this gonna happen? Yeah. But I'm like, oh well, you know, in matches you don't know if this is gonna happen or this is gonna happen, so you go like this, you bounce like a fish. But I also go back to like DBFZ stuff. It's like you said, like when we're starting, we have these ideas and we're like, oh, this is sick, but you're not good enough to like execute well on them. So sometimes I go back and I'm like, this was honestly a good idea. I just was not good enough to do it, and I'll just like try again. I like
there it is.
These are with like underperforming videos. You do that because that's a good
also,
idea.
Underperforming videos too. I do that. I'm like, why do I think this video didn't do well? Because the concept for my channel is like it's supposed to be a channel that makes a beginner intermediate player. So I reuse content a lot. Repurpose is a better word, because the biggest problem I had at the beginning is that I would do topics that are too advanced and not like introduce them the right way, so I would lose people a lot. A lot. Once I understood that, I got the opposite problem where tournament players are like, you're a clickbaiter. Because, for example, like there's a video that when this video, all the comments are like, oh my god, I never understood this about Guilty Gear until you made this video. It's about attack levels in Guilty Gear. Like how there's block stun and hit stun, and there's like a chart, and it's just levels, and like this is why jabs look weak, and this is why heavy slash looks like you're going to die when you get hit by it. And I'm like, yeah, it's just a chart, and and with a little math, you could just figure everything out. And for beginners, they're like, oh my god, like, because it's not in the game. The game doesn't tell you about it. You have to go on www.dustloop.com/wiki and then scroll down past all the characters, because it doesn't explain it in the character selection. It's like a super small like miscellaneous frame data and info about the system mechanics of the. No one cares about that. I called it like the secret system behind attacks in Guilty Gear or something,
Makes
and
sense.
like it makes sense because
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So
It's not in the game.
It's not a
secret.
game.
Yeah.
It's not a game. So for new people, they're like, I never understood this, or I never got this, or I never knew how people got these numbers out of thin air. So thank you. And then every like 50 comments, there's a guy like, everyone knows this. It's not secret. Like, bro.
Bro, it really is like I'll do videos that are like here's like secret Easter eggs in this game or whatever, and then everyone in the comments is like, whoa, I didn't know about that. And then one guy's like, bro, everybody knows about this. Like, you're not showing anything new here. We've been knowing this for 20 years.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
We love to see it. That means mission accomplished, by the way. That means you did it like the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You threaded the needle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I like the idea that you're taking underperforming videos and redoing them, because I'm scared to do that. Usually, like, if a video does really well, I'm like, oh well, I'll just do that forever. I'll just do more of that. But I'm not brave enough to be like, oh, if I work harder on this video, maybe it'll do better. So I should get over it and try that, because there are some videos where I think it's gonna do well and then it doesn't, and I'm like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah, pain. It's pain, but you can improve, I think.
So when you have an idea that doesn't, this video is gonna bang, it's a great idea. Sometimes it flops. Like, do you ever do an autopsy, figure out like where it went wrong, or do you think it's just sometimes YouTube lets you down?
These days, I'm like, it's YouTube's fault. But before, I was definitely like, it's my fault. Way more often. Because these days now, like, there are videos that I make, like the Infinite one. I was like, this is so good. It's so good. And there was a lot of memes. There wasn't that many memes. But there was, it was like, I was like, this is so clean. And then it didn't do as well as I wanted to. And I was like, just be like that sometimes. At least I know I worked really hard on it. Where before there would be stuff where I thought it was a good idea, and then like it didn't do well, and I was like, well, I clearly didn't put that much work into this. So like, you know what I mean?
All right, I have been cooking up a super secret a second segment for today's show. I'm calling it JM's Conspiracy Corner. Okay. When it comes to YouTube, I think there are a lot of conspiracy theories about how the website works and how to make your YouTube videos go well. So I have a list of them here, and I thought it would be fun to go through. And we can basically vote, since there's an odd number of us, we can vote. Do we think this is true or false? And, of course, discuss it a little bit. So the first one, this is one of the craziest ones that I've heard about YouTube.
Not to bias us against it or anything.
Well, it might be true. That's the thing.
Okay.
People believe that the file name of the YouTube video matters. So if you upload a video and you call it blazebluetagerguide.mp4, that will affect it showing up in searches, versus if you call it, video 57812.mp4. Like, people believe that matters. Have you guys heard this?
No, I haven't. That sounds super cap.
It does sound fake, but I don't know. It might just be crazy enough to be real.
I have heard it because I believe Ludwig did say it offhandedly in some random video.
He has said this before, that he believes this.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But it does sound super cap.
Okay, so we're thinking thumbs down on that one.
Thumbs
Not real.
down. Thumbs down.
Okay.
But
Speaking
hold
of
on. Caveat.
Okay.
Ever since I heard it, I think about it every time I make a video.
I do it now too. That's the thing. I really do. Listen, it's one of those things where it's like, even if there's a 0.001% chance of this being real, there's no reason to not do it. It doesn't take me any extra time to give it a real title, so I do it now. That's the worst part.
When we brought in another editor to do a couple of the Road to Warlord videos on Brian F's channel, all my videos are like Brian F. Road to Warlord number, right?
Yeah.
And then his video file names were something slightly different, and they did do a little worse. I was like,
Oh,
but I think it's
see?
cap. I think it's cap.
All right, we don't believe that one. Speaking of thumbs down, so this is another conspiracy theory, is that thumbs up and thumbs down are the same in terms of the YouTube algorithm. So it doesn't matter if you get 2,000 thumbs up or you get 1,000 thumbs up and 1,000 thumbs down. YouTube considers it 2,000 engagements, and so it's treated the same. Do you guys believe this?
I've heard this before. That
a lot of people
engagements
say
are engagements. However, my most downvoted video is my Strive OST tier list that I made, and that has a 75% thumbs up. Okay,
Yeah.
it's pretty uncommon to get one that low, right?
Yeah.
And I could literally see the moment that YouTube was like, all right, your video's done. People hate it. Like
I
you could
feel
just
like
see
I
it
could see
hit
this
a
too,
wall.
yeah.
Like you see the video literally hit
Yeah.
a wall and just like not give you. And I was like, okay, it's a lie. Like thumbs down really matters. I wanted which just on my worst enemy. Like if you, it was like 1 out of 10. I'm popping off. I'm like, all right, time to not check this. Banger. And then like an hour later you check and you're like, dude, what happened? And the only thing you
like,
see
you just watch
is
the
just a
graph,
thumbs
like,
down. Yeah, it just flattens out. Like that.
Yeah, that's me. I obviously I can't say anything specific, but whenever I do sponsored videos where it's not just like an ad, but it's like the whole video is sponsored, those get a lot of thumbs down, and it's hard because it's chicken or the egg. Like if people don't like the video, you know, they're less likely to watch the whole thing, or they're less likely to click if they know they're not going to like it. So, you know, it's hard to say, are they thumbs downing because they don't like it, which is why it's low, or is it low because they're thumbs downing? But yeah, my least viewed videos are also my most thumbs down. So I think that thumbs downs hurt. Personally.
Thumbs downs hurt. Thumbs downs.
Alex, do you have it? Do you have any? You don't really look at analytics or stats that much, but
No. I track analytics. I want to make sure I'm doing a good job. But I will agree with you guys first of all and say, yeah, I think that the thumbs down probably does hurt you. I think what I want to say is the reason that people still say that is because anything that was true about YouTube 10 years ago is still circulated as fact. Like people still say, like people still think that the mid-roll ad time is at 10 minutes when it hasn't been for years now, right? So I think it's like that. And I think also, I don't want to spoil any of your questions here. Do you have anything about comments?
No.
One of our most controversial videos, and I'm trying to remember what it was. It was something that got a lot of clickbait, like, you know, when people see the title of the video and they just immediately write the comment, they don't watch anything.
Yep.
One of those videos popped off in terms of comments, just tons and tons of comments. Did horribly, but somehow has, you know, triple the comments of any other video on the channel. And it's like, okay, the comments did nothing to spread this video. It is not an effective strategy. So if you see someone like controversy baiting, like they're probably not doing it just for that, right? They have to do something that makes you watch the video still, or it's not going to work. Yeah. So to me, if you guys say that the thumbs down thing, you know, that it breaks it off immediately, I believe you, because I think that is old YouTube news, and everything has changed 800 times.
I think you're right about comments. You know, I'm not gonna hate on anyone for saying like, here's a comment for the algorithm. Like, it's fine. You feel free to do that. It's nice to that, you know, you're showing that you want my video to do well. But in my opinion, comments for the algorithm don't do anything.
Yeah,
I see literally no difference in performance between my videos where, you know, I call out, hey, leave a comment about this, and it gets a bunch of comments. They do just the exact same performance as videos where I don't mention comments and I get fewer comments. I don't think comments affect the algorithm very much at all anymore.
Yeah, as an aside, Brian once, we were doing an experiment. He was just uploading like Resident Evil playthrough to see if people would watch it on his channel. And he had to leave like a sticky comment that was like, please stop saying comment for the algorithm and then leaving because you're hurting my watch time. And they have to watch the whole thing. Yeah. Like guys, like if you just drop the comment and leave, like I only get 10 seconds and YouTube thinks you hate it. So stop.
Yeah, like watch time and click through rate. We know that those matter. We're 100% certain that those matter, but comments don't. And so we're saying thumbs down on the thumbs down. We think thumbs down hurts.
Thumbs down does hurt.
Thumbs down does hurt.
All right. Next myth here is that your videos have to be a certain length to hit the algorithm. So obviously 8 minutes is an important length because you can show mid-rolls, but there are some people who say videos have to be 10 minutes plus or the algorithm hates them. They have to be 20 minutes. Do you guys focus on reaching a certain video length, or do you not think about it at all?
I don't think about it. However, I understand why people say that, because watch time is one of the most important things. So
yeah,
I feel like their logic is, well, longer video, more watch time. But my videos are however long they have to be. So if it's a 3-minute video, then I made a biking video about just her parry that's 25 minutes, and I could tell who didn't watch it because they're like, why would you make a video about this move that's 25 minutes? I'm like, you could just watch it.
Yeah,
maybe it's 25 minutes worth of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really pay attention to video length other than I don't upload anything more than 35-ish minutes. I feel like past that, there's no point. It's just too long. My message to aspiring YouTubers out there is if you have a 30-minute video and you're thinking to yourself like, okay, 30 minutes is good because more watch time. But if it has a lot of pauses and like cuttable stuff in it, cut this stuff out, because a 15-minute video that has no downtime and is entertaining the whole way through will get more watch time than a 30-minute video that's boring. Because people click away, unfortunately. It is what it is. So make sure your video is exciting and people don't want to click away. That's more important than video length.
It's all about pacing. It's not so much about total length. It's about keeping people engaged, keeping people interested, and then finishing when you're done. That's it.
But my one weird thing, though, is if I have a video that is very, very close to a 10-minute marker, so whether it's like 10 minutes, 2 seconds, 20 minutes and 3 seconds, whatever, I will cut out a couple seconds to get it down to like 19 minutes 59. I don't have any real reason for this, but I feel that personally someone is more likely to click on a 19-minute video than a 20-minute video. Just intuitively, I feel like if people see the video length is 20 minutes or God forbid 30 minutes, I cut it down to 29 because I'm like, people prefer shorter videos, but it might not be real. This is just my weird superstition that
that's why all the prices are 99 cents. Like
exactly, that's what I'm saying, because they can see the video length and they decide to click a video. I think people are more likely to click a shorter video. But I don't know. I could be wrong. But we're saying thumbs down. Your videos do not have to be a certain length. So this is 0 for 3 so far on the myths. Not looking good. But here's one I think might actually, we'll see. So some people say that subscriber number doesn't matter. That subscriber is a vanity number.
Real quick, hold on. Do you mean people subscribing on that video or subscribers?
No, I mean subscriber total in general, because you know, clicking subscribe, I think we can probably agree, clicking subscribe is an engagement that the algorithm likes, just like clicking like is. But if we uploaded the same video on a 50,000 subscriber channel and versus a 500,000 subscriber channel, if it's the same video, it'll do equally well on both, you know, hypothetically. I agree a little bit with this. I do think that subscriber number is not that important, but what do you guys think?
That's cap. It's important.
Okay.
It's important. I use this number to gauge how good my videos are. Your video versus the audience, basically. This is kind of theory talk, I guess, but if you're ever like, why are bigger channels allowed to post stuff that you feel like you as a smaller channel can't? It's because your For You page, your homepage, is a mix of like things that are next to things that you watch and like people you subscribe to and people you just watch a lot but don't subscribe to, right? So the advantage of having a lot of subscribers is you have a bigger pool to play with. In my head, like if 20% of my subscribers in viewers watch my video in one day, I'm like, that's a good video. It did good. If it takes a week, then something is but we can improve on it. If it doesn't happen a week, then even if I like it, video's trash. If it happens in less than one day, then probably a banger. That's the number I use. Sometimes new people ask me about this. They're like, oh, my videos aren't getting any views. And I'll look at their channel and I'll see that all their videos are getting like 500 views and they have 1,000 subs. I'm like, dude, you're doing pretty well, man.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you're doing pretty well and you should just keep going, and like the ratio will change, and as long as you keep improving, you'll get a lot of views, right? But if you're like at 1 million subs, then 20% would be like 200K on every video, which one, you're making a ton of money. But two, it's harder to do that. So it's like you kind of manage your expectations. But the way I look at it is like
agree that as a metric for how well a video is doing, you know, the subscribers are useful for judging the video, but will your video get any more views because you have more subscribers?
Yes, I'm with okay here.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm biased because obviously I don't want this to sound like a brag, but I have a very high subscriber number for the FGC, and in my opinion, that's just because I've been doing it for a long time. Because as you upload, you gain subscribers. But you don't lose subscribers very often, because unsubscribing is kind of like an extra bit of effort that most people don't go through. Right. So in my opinion, I think if you just steadily upload for years and years, you'll gain subscribers. It's very rare that people's subscriber number goes down. So that's why I feel that it's mostly a vanity number.
It sounds like you're kind of coming at it from the angle of like, like a Jay-Z, you know, put me anywhere on earth and I'm gonna double my net worth. Like if you have a banger video, people can find it and it can pop off. Like it has the potential to. I get where you're coming from. Like, yes, I agree with that. If you have like a truly good video, you can just drop it and the people will come find it. Have you seen that? The hot one right now is the Doom map. That's like a horror movie.
House.wad.
MyHouse.wad. Yeah, that one is really big right now. And I think it's on like a decently big channel, but like not one I've ever heard of. Not one that
like a 50K
hits.
subscriber channel.
Right. So yeah, that can happen. But I think more to what LordKnight is saying that I agree with is like, yeah, you should expect your current subscriber number to kind of guide your typical views. It's guiding the algorithm because, you know, the algorithm is showing this to your subscribers and to adjacent people, right, who are potential subscribers, let's say. And I think, you know, that pool starts small and grows bigger, and it should influence your expectations on like what a video can net you. So I forget the way the original myth was worded.
The myth was just that subscriber count doesn't matter. Number of subscribers is a vanity number that doesn't actually affect how well your videos do.
I would say that is cap. I would thumbs down that.
Okay, so we got two thumbs down and one thumbs up here. I'll take the L on this one. We have a few more here. One is don't change your video, meaning like the description, the title, the thumbnail. Don't change anything about your video after uploading or YouTube will tank the views. Do you guys ever change your video titles, descriptions, or thumbnails after uploading?
I have. I hear a lot of people do it too.
I've also heard a variation of this is it's okay to do it within the first X minutes. It's okay to do it within the first hour, but if you do it after that, so I've heard people say some kind of weird like reprocessing happens. It like reprocesses your videos SEO, and bad things are gonna happen if you change it.
I've heard many bigger YouTubers say they have like 5 thumbnails per video and like 5 titles, and then like if
I oftentimes have 2 or 3. Yeah.
And I usually when I post it, I'm like, all right, GG's, like that's it. But there's some where I'll see like the first 30, 45 minutes that it's performing so below my expectations of what like it should be in my head at least, that like I'm like, all right, gotta do it.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat where it's like if you see something that's floundering a little bit, especially something where if I know like I'm not confident about this thumbnail, let me like sometimes I'll put the video up and just immediately start on the backup just in case. Now I'm a little crazy. And
I do that too. Yeah, like I upload and then I'm like, time to start making the alternate thumbnail.
I've definitely been there, and I'm not as confident in my like title game as my thumbnail game. So that one I definitely will be like, okay, this title sucks. Let's shake it up a bit. I think that is a good thing. I think that's healthy. I think if a video is doing poorly that you think should do well, like OK was saying, it might be you're gatekeeping yourself with a thumbnail that doesn't stick out to people. And as far as like don't change it like a month later or whatever, I don't know about that. I don't know why you would necessarily, but
I've seen some YouTubers do it a full day later. Like 24 hours after the video goes up, they change the title and thumbnail, which I've never done that. But I mean, I saw the video, so clearly bad didn't happen. Okay, so we're thumbs down on this one too. It is okay. And my advice again to aspiring YouTubers out there is don't actually look at the view count when you're deciding if the title or thumbnail is good. Look at the CTR, click-through rate. If your video has, you know, bad views but CTR is high, then that means that something else is going wrong, like retention, they're not watching the whole video or something like that.
And if you have the high CTR and high retention, then YouTube just doesn't like you that day.
Yeah, then they just you're shadow banned, bro.
You're shadow banned. No, it happens, right? We've all seen that.
I didn't include shadow banning as one of these conspiracies, but that is, people say that on Reddit too. They're like, I'm shadow banned on Reddit or on Twitter. Thumbs down on don't change your video. It's okay to change your video.
Yes, all right. Go ahead.
So we're still none of these myths are true so far. What about this one? This might not apply to you guys because you don't stream on YouTube, right? LK, do you ever stream on YouTube, or is it Twitch?
I just started streaming on YouTube again yesterday.
Okay, great. Well, this is very appropriate then. Some people say that you should private your stream VoDs as soon as the stream is over. So you know how on YouTube, when you do a live stream, it automatically converts that live stream into a VOD that people
Right.
can find on your channel. And some people say that you should immediately private that VOD because that VOD is going to have poor stats. It's going to have poor click-through rate, poor watch time because it's a 3-hour video. People come to your channel to watch 10-minute videos. And so you should private it or it's going to kill you on the algorithm. Have you heard this? What do you guys
I have
think
not
about this?
heard this. If that's true, that really sucks. I don't know, but it should be like a different category, right? Because it's a live stream.
As of recently, as of like 3 or 6 months ago, they now have tabs. So you have a shorts tab and a live stream. They used to all be in the same place.
Yes, true.
Right.
That's actually the reason why I didn't do shorts originally. I made a second channel.
Yeah.
That is now resting.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
sleeping.
Me too. I made a second channel.
Yeah, I made a
It's dead
second
now,
channel.
but-
If it is true, I can't do that because I said my stream is a podcast, so I have to leave it there. I have to leave it there so people watch.
Yeah,
it,
because
so.
there's a podcast tab too now, right?
Yeah, but the podcast tab I don't get. I need to
I don't know how to
read
access
about it. It's
that.
it's
Yeah.
like you got to make a playlist. Like
Yeah, I
Takes-
haven't
yeah.
messed with it either.
yeah. So I'm
We
gonna-
got to figure it out for this channel, clearly.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, personally, I disagree with this one, but I think this is one of those things like we were talking about earlier where if something used to be true, people still act like it's true.
Yeah.
I think this definitely used to be true.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the reason that I said, that essentially YouTube thinks, okay, he usually gets 10,000 views a video. He uploaded a video that got 1,000 views. We're essentially gonna recommend his next video less because his numbers are down. I do honestly believe it used to be like this, but I'm pretty sure it's fixed because now I only live stream on YouTube, and even if I have a live stream that has low viewership, it does nothing. It has no ill effects on my videos. Just continue working like normal. So in my opinion, you don't have to worry
There you
about this
go.
one anymore.
Awesome. Yeah.
Thank God they fixed
God,
that.
yeah.
It was so bad when you would go to someone's YouTube channel and you would have to like scroll through to find the real videos in between all the shorts and stuff. I hated that. All right, another myth bites the dust. But while we're on the topic of shorts, some people say if you want to grow on YouTube, you got to make shorts. Do you guys agree with this? Shorts are the way to grow a channel on YouTube.
I'm not sure about this. I don't have a big I mean, the only experience I have is like the clips channel, and then like I've been repurposing my clips as shorts. So the clips channel that I did has like, if I was gonna make up a number, like 5 million views, something like that, and it has like 6,000 subs. So if you're using subs as a marker of how big your channel is, then nah.
It's hard to get subs
Right?
from clips
Yeah.
and shorts for sure.
Yeah.
That is a pattern that I've
Well,
noticed is that clip focused channels have low sub counts, even if the view count is high.
Even if
Yes.
the count is high. Yeah. So that's kind of what I noticed from doing a lot of them.
You guys, okay, first of all, absolutely correct. Shorts channels had very, very high viewership, very low subscribership. Just because like you can't do a call to action, like people know that's going to show up in their feed anyway, so why would I subscribe? But now that shorts are their own thing and they're separated in your channel, and you can put them directly on your main channel. I have to say that I disagree with the myth because I don't think you have to use shorts to grow at all. That sounds silly to me. But they can really, really help.
Maybe we could rephrase it as shorts are the best way to grow a YouTube channel. How do you feel about that?
That might be true.
Okay.
Not to sound okay. Listen, Brian F did some very high effort shorts that were like designed for shorts, because as you guys I'm sure know, fighting games are not designed for vertical resolution at all. They are a horrible fit. You got to make it tiny to see everything, or you have to like cut out the life bars and put them above the video.
Yeah.
Awful. Fighting games are going to struggle so hard unless you do something completely bespoke, designed for shorts. And when Brian did that, they were some of our biggest subscriber drivers for like the next 3 months. I'm not even joking. Like you would see them fighting with his biggest, most viewed videos because they just had so much reach. They were like designed for the format, so people stuck around for the whole thing, and then were like, oh man, this guy knows what he's talking about. I'm not a huge shorts guy. Like I said, they don't work for fighting games, so I hate doing them as an editor, but I can't argue with the facts. They did really, really well when they were not just like cut from clips and stuff. So
Yeah.
I have to say, are they the best way to grow subscribers? I mean, if you already have a bit of subscribers going, they might be. They might be. I hate to say it.
I'm not surprised to hear you say that his shorts did really well on views, but I am actually surprised to hear that they were increasing the sub count by as much as his real videos.
Yes.
That is crazy.
Absolutely. And I mean, maybe it has something to do with he was just at the right size where it balanced out with like the normal subscribers he gets from a video. You know, it could be any number of factors. I'm just telling you, they did what they did, and they did a lot.
I might be a convert here. I was ready to say no to this, but I might be converted now because yeah, the thing is, like, I've made shorts and they have done well. It sounds like we kind of had the same experience, okay? Where like I made shorts, I had some that got good views, some that got mediocre views, but in general, like nothing really happened to the rest of the channel. They just existed and they were just there as their own thing, and I didn't really feel like they were helping my main channel. But maybe if I really buckled down and put the work in, they could help. I don't know.
Yeah, the main reason I like shorts right now is like since I'm uploading less, it just I don't know. It hits my dummy button. I'm like, oh, yeah. I uploaded a video today. Smiles. It's just like a 10-second video, but so like,
I do that with live
better,
streams too. I'm like, oh, I did a live stream today, so I have a new upload on YouTube. How productive.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the vote on this? Are shorts the best way to grow on YouTube?
You know, I'll be the guy who gives it the thumbs up, but maybe, I mean, do we have to go in the middle
I think we gotta have a 2 out of 3 vote on. I'm kind of in the middle though. I don't know.
Same.
I think I'm gonna say no just because I think that if you want to get a massive channel and grow well just by making 10 to 20 minute quality videos, I think that you can definitely still do that. So I don't want to say that like to be competitive on YouTube you have to make shorts, which I feel like is kind of the spirit of the myth.
Yes, I agree with you.
That's fair. That's fair. I would say no then too.
I would say they're very good. Shorts are very good, but they're not obligatory. I feel like the spirit of the myth is that you have to do them, which
I disagree with as well.
Last one here. If you take time off from uploading over a certain number, let's say 5+ days of no uploading, it will be very hard to recover. You will be dead on the algorithm. What do you guys think about this?
This is no, right?
I would say cap.
I agree. Cap is. A lot of people say this, that, you know, if you have an upload schedule, whether it's twice a week, 5 times a week, whatever, and then you go a week, 2 weeks without uploading, when you come back, your videos are going to do horrible for, I don't know, weeks or whatever after. I don't really agree with that either.
I've definitely heard people say this, but I mean, we talked about Dom Mazzetti, bro, just once every 10 months.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's
that's
the upload schedule.
Though.
Yeah, maybe that's the upload schedule. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like I've seen people just like not upload for a while, and then they're like, I'm back, and then it's just fine.
Yeah.
I do think maybe you have to work a little bit harder when you get back. Like, you might have to save some bangers for when you get back, because last year I took 3, maybe 4 weeks off, which is the longest vacation I've ever taken.
You're
since
dead.
Becoming a YouTuber, and my channel recovered pretty well. I think maybe the first 2 uploads after I got back, I could tell that they weren't doing as well. But I think that once you get back into it, you'll recover pretty well. So I think people definitely emphasize how bad taking breaks is for YouTube. I don't think it's as bad as people say, but I also don't think it's nothing.
I think I'm in the same spot. What I would do is say, like, if you have, let's say you have like a banger ready to go when you come back, I would maybe make that like your 3rd upload back, right? I do like 2 average videos. Yeah, just to like absorb that impact, kind of like a shock absorber. Like, okay, YouTube's gonna like be pissed a little bit because it thinks that nobody watches me because I don't upload. So I'm gonna upload something. It's going to get less views. I'm going to upload something else. YouTube's going to be like, oh, no, people are watching this. Never mind. Let me recommend this. And then I'll upload my banger, and it'll bring the people in. It'll kickstart me. I don't have, like, hard numbers to back that up, but we've definitely taken breaks. Brian and I both will tend to take a break in, like, December, maybe another one in July-ish.
You guys take breaks? It's crazy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
usually
I
do
find
7 days a week, like 283 in a row.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I usually find your first upload after a break, it is kind of painful. You're like, oh, I'm still, you know, it's not showing people. The second upload, it's like, okay, we're 90% there. And then like the 3rd upload, it's like, okay, we're back to normal.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all I had for the myths. So literally none of these we agreed with, except the closest one was
shorts, I think.
But other than that, all these myths are busted. Were there any other ones that you guys ever hear that come to mind that you think would be worth discussing?
Like I said before, comments alone do not push a video.
Yeah, comment for algorithm is kind of a myth.
Yeah,
I do kind of feel that.
Yeah, I think the lesson here is people don't really know anything about YouTube.
It's partially by design. Like, if we all knew
Fair.
exactly how the algorithm worked, it would be really easy to game, and
Yes.
then it would defeat the purpose because people would figure out all the ways to trick the algorithm. So YouTube, they keep it on the DL on purpose, but yeah, I think a lot of stuff is either made up or outdated or
Definitely, and I think some of it might be, there might be an element of I want this to be too hard for me to do. I want there to be a reason, like I can't improve myself.
yeah, it's like how people play shooters because you can blame your teammates.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
People want to blame YouTube for YouTube videos.
Yeah, and we did a lot of that last time as well. Oh, it's the algorithm, man. It's the algorithm. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I don't know, man. Maybe look at your videos first.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that wraps us up here. Thanks everybody for watching. LK, thank you so much for joining us. Is there stuff that you've got going on that you want the people to know about?
I mean, I have a YouTube channel. I guess you could pull up to that. That's LordKnight FGC. And we stream on Twitch. LordKnight. I started this podcasting yesterday. I'm saying this so I'm being kept accountable, by the way. So if you wanna pull up, it's 10:30 a.m. on Tuesdays. Is when I'm doing that.
Live broadcast.
That's a lot. YouTube Live, and there's the Patreon if you're interested in that. I guess I do viewer request videos there.
Yep.
That's /LordKnight there. I think that's everything.
Awesome.
All right, sounds good.
Well, thank you again. I guess that's it for us. Do we have a sign off?
We should come up with one like I don't know. Stay brainy, gamers.
Stay brainy, gamers. We'll workshop
This is on
it.
the Brain Genius Academy.
Here we go. Yeah.
Never stop studying.
There you go. Class dismissed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, class dismissed. That's a good one, actually. Hold up.
Dismissed.